Britain did not stumble into the Second World War. It was dragged there by history and answered with resolve. By 1939, the country understood a hard truth. Survival would demand everyone. National service wasn't a political slogan or a culture war talking point. It was a blunt instrument forged for necessity. At first, young single men were called up for training. Then the rules widened and the net spread. Men from factories, farms, offices, and streets swapped tools for rifles. By the end of that first year alone, well over 1 million were in uniform. There was no illusion about choice, only responsibility. Some didn't even wait to be called. Despite an official minimum age of 18 for combat service, there are well-documented cases of underage boys slipping through the system during W2, particularly early in the war, and in auxiliary or naval roles. Recruitment offices were overwhelmed, paperwork was rushed, and enthusiasm ran hot. Teenagers lied about their age, padded their boots, and stood a little taller at the desk, not chasing trauma points or social validation, but because everyone else they admired was going. Some were discovered and sent home. Many were not. They learned adulthood the hard way. By 1944, all of this effort pointed toward one terrible morning. D-Day was not heroic in the cinematic sense. It was violent, chaotic, and unforgiving. British forces landed on Golden Sword beaches under fire, while airborne troops dropped into darkness to seize bridges and disrupt German defenses. The planning was meticulous, the execution brutal. Over 6,900 ships took part, the majority British built or crewed, carrying men who knew many of them would not return. This was not toxic masculinity. It was disciplined aggression aimed squarely at tyranny, and without it, Europe remains in chains. And yes, it was men who bore the frontline combat burden, not because of oppression or ideology, but biology, logistics, and the brutal realities of 20th century warfare. Women were indispensable in intelligence, industry, logistics, medicine, air defense, and code breaking. But the infantry assaults, bayonet charges, and beach landings were overwhelmingly male. If judged by today's standards, those men might be labeled aggressive, problematic, or emotionally unavailable. In 1944, they were simply called necessary. At home, older men filled the ranks of the Home Guard, drilling with whatever weapons were available, prepared to fight street by street if invasion came. Women worked factories, fields, radar rooms, and fire crews while bombs fell. No one debated identity language while cities burned. Passive aggression was a luxury Britain couldn't afford. The cost was immense. Hundreds of thousands dead, families shattered, cities scarred. Yet from that sacrifice came victory. And from victory came the freedoms we now argue over online. Today, only a few thousand British WFU veterans remain. Soon there will be none. When they're gone, memory becomes responsibility. They didn't call themselves heroes, they didn't demand recognition. They did what had to be done, and then went home quietly. Every poppy isn't nostalgia, it's a receipt. Freedom was paid for in full by a generation that didn't scream, didn't posture, and didn't flinch.